5 minutes past 9, and we don't have all the time, so we need to get started. Okay, so 9 posters selected from a pool of fantastic other posters. If you check the chat room, you would see that we've dropped the list of poster presentation for today. All right, so the order is very simple. We start with the first one. We'll show the slide, and then of course we'll show the video for those who have already recorded and submitted a lightning video for their session. All right, so the slides will be up for roughly about 2 to 3 minutes, just so you can read, just glance through the posters. Then the video for that poster will come up afterwards. And then of course, at the end of the day, you would have the opportunity to vote for the best posters. All right, you'll be able to vote for the best posters. And the essence of voting for the poster, so it's a two-way thing, actually, because we at Data Science Nigeria have already been able to look through all the posters, and we've been able to assign some score. But we also want you guys to be able to also give some score. All right, so at the end of the day, we're going to collate the scores from DSN and the scores from the attendees to know which posters will go with the best, with the award of the best poster for the AI Bootcamp 2020. And of course, the best posters definitely will be celebrated. So you can already imagine that if your poster happens to be the best, I mean, we're going to be putting that in front of the tens of thousands of people who are following Data Science Nigeria on social media. So that's a good plus for you. All right, so without much ado, I think we should get started. Fumile, over to you. Okay, so the poster right before you, in case the text seems to be small, you can always just zoom in with just pinch in, and then you can see the slides even better and bigger. So here is a poster. This is a poster from TA Omoni and HO Alabere. Apologies if I didn't pronounce the name well. It's talk about the diagnosis of glaucoma using gray level concurrent matrix, image processing, and artificial neural network. So guys, let's look at this poster. Omoni and HO, if you're on the call, you can just you can raise up your hand so that we can unmute you, and then you can just have the opportunity to talk. If you're on the call, you can raise up your hands. Okay, good. Thank you. I can see your hands up. Omoni, okay. So, all right, great. So I can see Omoni. I'm not sure. Okay, Omoni, all right. So, Omoni, so I will allow you to talk in the next 1 minute. So you'll be able to just talk to us about this poster, and the audience can ask you questions via the chat. We have just about 7 minutes for your session. All right, Amani, so we've permitted you to talk. So you may just want to say 1 or 2 things about your poster. Just briefly, what is the poster all about? What problem are you trying to address? And then what are some of the other things you want to do on this research work? Over to you, Amani.
Good, everyone. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Temde Amoni Andrew. I'm a graduate of Federal University of Technology, Akure. So this project actually is diagnosis of glaucoma using gray level concurrent matrix, artificial intelligence, and image processing. And we all know that glaucoma is actually a very big problem in the world we're facing today. Like, there are different kinds of blindness. And according to the World Health Organization, over 286 million people are affected by one form of blindness and the other, with 36 million totally blind, and 246 partially blind. So glaucoma actually is a disease that affects the optical nerves of the human eye. So what actually this project is all about is like, first of all, I got data from Cargo, some image data, that's fundus image data of the eyes of both affected person that has glaucoma and someone that doesn't have glaucoma. So what I did, I used a mathematical function which is called Gray level concurrence matrix. It's actually done on MATLAB. So what the thing does is that it extracts features for you. So you can see I wrote in some of the features that I actually extracted was correlation, entropy, contrast, homogeneity, and energy. So what the thing does is that I'm trying to normally we can use CNN, that's convolutional neural network, to do this, but I was trying to do something a little bit unique. So I want to use something a little bit mathematical. So also I used Gray level concurrent matrix, which it actually extracts features. So it's just basically we're doing equation of a line, f of x gives you y. So we're trying to get the f of x, which are the features we're looking for. So these features we're actually looking for were the homogeneity, entropy, contrast, and energy. So those are the features we got. So those features are going to be trained in a neural network, which I use keras. I'm going to train a neural network to build a neural network for it to get what we need. And also I did some image preprocessing. So we're trying to we're trying to do some image. I did some image preprocessing to get some unique pixels. Like basically image preprocessing has to do with like adjustment of pixels to get some required values you need. So what I did was I did RGB to gray. That's for both fundus. That's for both affected image and unaffected image. So when you do an image preprocessing technique, for it, you're going to get some unique features. Like there's always going to be some unique features you're always going to get. So also I did histogram equalization, which this is also another image preprocessing technique. I did Sobert image and the rest. After that, I also got I did the evaluation, which are I trained, I did all the, I did the train, I got the accuracy, I got the loss and everything. I also got some evaluations, such as confusion matrix, that's which I got the true positive, true negative, false positive, false negative. I also did the AUC and ROC, that's area under the curve and region under the curve. So with my conclusion, I was like, after all my training and tests, I was able to get the overall accuracy of 66.6% accuracy with an AUC curve of 66.67. So with this, the project actually, it's above average. It has like overall accuracy. The overall accuracy was 66.66%. So with this, I could easily identify if an image of a person as glaucoma or not. That's from the fundus image itself. So with the fundus image, I can easily separate if a person has glaucoma or not. But actually, the project is meant to go further. Like I'm still meant to do other improvements such as embedded, assemble, like adding more neural network to it, like combining stacking, assemble, and the rest. So, but for this, it's just basically a trial. It's still under research. So with this, I was able to when I did the train and I was able to still get at least a very above fair results of the test. Thank you. Hello?
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Omoni. I think that's a very, very smart one. So we have just about 4 minutes to the end of your poster presentation. So guys, we have questions. Can you just drop those questions in the chat room so that Omoni can answer? All right, yeah, so a lot of comments, cool projects, wow, awesome, MATLAB, cool, yeah. I mean, that's a very good one. So guys, don't worry, you'll be able to vote for projects after the presentations. Okay, so questions, guys, questions from any angle, questions?
Sorry.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
I saw in the comments, there's someone said I should explain the methodology better.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, the first step was acquisition of images. That's I got fundus image. Basically, initially, when I did this project initially, I did it with a friend of mine, and the image we got initially were basically medical fundus image, but those ones they're not much because of medical. It's very hard to get medical data. It's something that's very, very secured, so you don't give out medical details like that. So we didn't really have enough. So later I actually had to download from Cargo itself, like close to 300 MB or close of data or stuff like that. So the first step was that image acquisition, that's getting the data we need. Then the next step was image preprocessing. That's I did different preprocessing technique. That's basically RGB to grayscale, I also did histogram equalization. Histogram equalization has to it deals basically with like lighting. Like it just gives it improves some specific pixels in the image. I also did some SOBET and other image pre-processing technique. So after that, the next step was feature extraction. The feature extraction I used was GLCM, that's grade level concurrent matrix. So that the grade level concurrent matrix is actually a mathematical formula that has to do with textures. That is more of pixel texture, that's to do with spatial image. That's like image, how will I put it now? Like space between images in texture. It's actually is if you can we can all read about it basically, but it's actually it has to do with like texture image. So that's like gray level concurrent matrix. So I did like gray level concurrent matrix to get some specific features which I need. And you can also get more features. It depends on how much you want your accuracy to be.
Okay.
So, but what I did for this
So
project,
let me interrupt. Let me interrupt. Thank you very much. I think apparently you're so passionate about this research work. I can already see a lot of questions from the chat room. So what I'll ask for you to do is please drop your email in the chat room so that guys who have well, I wouldn't advise you drop your phone number so that I mean, except if you have a dedicated WhatsApp number. So you can drop your email, all right, on the chat room. Then of course you can also drop your Telegram ID so that guys who are on the Data Science Nigeria Telegram can easily just relate with you. And if you're on the Telegram group, just introduce yourself on the Telegram group so that everyone on that Telegram group can easily just chat you up. How about that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Omoni. That was a wonderful presentation from Omoni. So, looks like all questions have been answered in the presentation. So, we would not be playing his video since he has talked about it. So, let's move on to the next poster. Next poster, please. Okay, so this is another poster on chain point analysis. We have Iyanu Oluwa, we have Adnan, we have Natanan, quite a number of researchers worked on this. So for this poster, we'll be showing the video. I think we have the video here. So we'll show the video. I hope the video plays so that we can get questions if you have questions and all that. So just a minute, the video will come up right about now. Then if we have the researchers also on the call towards the end of your video, so please just raise up your hand so that we can unmute you and just have some conversation with the participants. So the video is coming up.
Towards 10 Academy. We put this together as part of 10 Academy Batch 3 training. Respect to all the 10 Academy team for all their support. I would also like to mention that our analysis was based on a paper published by Jonas Dehning with the title of Change Points Entering the Spread of COVID-19, Revealing the Effectiveness of the Interventions in Germany. So our objective of the study is to quantify the statistical significance of non-pharmaceutical policies introduced by the Egyptian government to slow down the spread of COVID-19. In order to achieve that, we used Bayesian inference based on Markov chain Monte Carlo sampling to the SIR model, which stands for the susceptible, infected, and recovered, which we see right here. In general, the SIR model is used in epidemiology to compute the amount of susceptible, infected, and recovered people in a population. The model's parameters are lambda, which stands for the transmission rate, mu, which stands for the recovery rate, I naught, which stands for the number of initially infected people, and D, which stands for the reporting delay. The model is used under the assumption that the population remains fairly fixed, and the only way for people to leave the susceptible group here is to become infected. We believe that the model will help governments to understand the results of their decisions and make better decisions in the future. Our main challenge was to estimate model parameters that I mentioned earlier, specifically for COVID-19 outbreak, and to use them for forecasting. To that end, we combined a Bayesian approach to incorporate prior knowledge with MCMC sampling to compute the posterior distribution of the parameters and to sample from it for forecasting. As we can observe from the plots here, we estimated lambda to be 0.32, mu to be 0.14, reporting delay to be approximately 15 days, and we started with an initially infected people of 30. Here, initially infected refers to people who actually are infected due to community transmission in Egypt. It does not include those cases that are imported from other countries. We also incorporated the effect of non-pharmaceutical interventions into our model by introducing flexible change points in the spreading rate. Government interventions in Egypt occurred in 3 stages. The first one was around March 15 when schools were closed and work restrictions were implemented. The second one was around March 26 when stay-at-home order was enforced and serious restrictions to religious gatherings were imposed. The third one came on July 1st when Egypt was reopened for tourists with restriction on visitors from certain countries. Ideally, from the plots here, we expect changes detected by the model to be related to the specific measures that I mentioned earlier so that we can gain insights into the effectiveness of the measures taken. So looking at the plots here, the first one shows the time-dependent model estimate of the effective spreading rate, which is actually the difference between the transmission rate and the recovery rate. The second plot is concerned with the daily new cases, while the third one is concerned with the total number of cases. For the third and the second plot, the solid green line that we can see here represents the output of the model. The blue point is the actual number of new cases each day. The dashed line right here shows the number of cases predicted by the model. With that, let me jump to the conclusion that we have reached. The model shows that in mid of June, the spread rate became smaller than the recovery rate. This implies that the restrictions placed on March 15 and 26 were successful with a reasonable delay. This is also confirmed by the second plot, which shows that there is a steep decrease in the number of new cases starting from the mid of June, which is around here. So thank you very much. I'll wrap up with that.
Awesome. So that was a brilliant presentation. Thank you very much. So for me, you want to project your screen? Okay, great. So we have 3 minutes to go to the end of this particular poster. So do we have the authors on the call? If we have the researchers on the call, you can raise up. Okay, so I can see Yano Lua. Okay, so Yano, I would allow you to talk, so you can just talk to us briefly about what you've done in this research work. Just 2 to 3 minutes, please. Then we'll take questions. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear.
Okay, perfect. As my fellow researchers said earlier, the goal of this project was to understand how the interventions of the Egyptian government affected the rate of spread of COVID-19 in Egypt. So, like, this was to help them make better decisions. Like, that was the idea of this. So we tried to look at the different interventions they have made that has been effected in Egypt, and like we understood that there was a reduced in the spreading rate, but at the end of everything, they have not been able to successfully contain the virus before they like open the border. So we are, according to this analysis, we are still like, because what this analysis predicts is like, once they have 2 parameters here, the spreading rate and the recovery rate, and if the spreading rate is still greater than the recovery rate, there's still an exponential increase in the virus spread. But
hi,
like, but when it's yes.
Can you move your audio device far away from your mouth a bit? I think it's close.
Okay.
Brilliant. So it's clear now.
So okay. So once the proof of the virus being being controlled or being like in a state that it's no longer exponentially spread is when the recovery rate now has increased and like there's no longer an exponential spread. That's when the lambda here is equal to 0, which has not been achieved actually.
Okay.
With like at the time we finished this analysis. So that's everything from me. Thank you very much.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. I think this is also a very brilliant research work. So guys, we have questions for Iyanu and his colleagues. Any questions? Iyanu, I would request that you drop your email address and also on the Telegram group. Guys are very community, so you can just introduce yourself there, so be able to get people to reach out. Thank you very much. So that's a fantastic presentation from Iyanu. So, okay, looks like no questions. So Iyanu has dropped this email address. So if you want to collaborate, you want to reach out, you have other questions, so please feel free to reach out to Iyanu on the email that he has dropped. Okay, so at this point, we move to the third poster for the day. And so let's have it up. Great. So this is another poster on AI in Greek. So let's look for AI in Greek and see if we can bring it up. Okay, so I'll project my screen now so you can see what this is all about. Okay.
With the present demand on farmers, especially subsistence for productivity, there is a need to present to these farmers a solution that can help in meeting this demand. My name is Adeshola Samuel from Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, Nigeria. I present to you AI in Agric, building an IoT soil crop monitoring device for farmers. Introduction. The big question is, where are we in agriculture? Where are we coming from? For this presentation, I will be using Africa and Nigeria as a case study. Farmers, especially in Africa, do plant out of lack of some basic information, such as type of crops to be planted on a soil and in a particular atmospheric condition. This problem is common among the subsistence and rural farmers. One often see farmers planting maize on a soil in which groundnut will have been the best. Problem statement. What is the main problem? Who are the victims of this problem? 70% of farmers in Nigeria are subsistent. The major crops being cultivated include beans, rice, groundnut, cassava, maize, and so on. The chart below shows the result of a survey. The question asked was, what kind of farming do you or any of your immediate family member engage in? We can see that here, subsistence farming covers a very large population, which is 35% of the whole sample. And we see from the chart below that the crops, including beans, rice, groundnut, maize, cassava, they covers a very large percentage. These subsistence farmers do not carry out soil and crop analysis before planting due to lack of capital. They end up planting the wrong crop on the wrong land, thereby leading to low productivity. The problem is categorized into two. One, unavailability of soil and crop scientists to subsistence farmers. Two, lack of finance to carry out soil and crop analysis. Proposal for few. So what is the solution to this problem? It is artificial intelligence. Why? Why is it AI? The solution is aimed at harnessing the power of artificial intelligence and machine learning to provide a recommendation system to farmers, recommending the best crop or the best soil that will provide maximum yield on a soil or crop respectively. The solution is aimed to harness the power of IoT to help farmers to increase productivity. We aim to provide farmers an easy and affordable way of carrying out soil analysis before planting. The solution will serve as a way of gathering agricultural data which can be used in future models. The next question is, how do we implement this model? An overview of the data to be used is shown in the tables below. The table on the left shows data sets matching soil textures and their respective water holding capacity. This data set will be used in predicting the type of soil, while the table on the right shows the data set that will be used in predicting the soil group for a particular crop. Proposed solution. The following solution will be applied in minimizing the above problems. An IoT device that uses sensor to analyze a soil sample and give out crop and enhancement recommendation of the farmland. An IoT device that can get a particular crop as input and recommend the best soil good for it, or recommend what can be done to the available soil to make it suitable for the crop. An IoT device that can notify farmers whenever there is need for irrigation or drainage by matching the crop, water level, water required by crop, and soil water holding capacity together. This is AI-based. The IoT device will serve as a way of collecting agricultural data, which can be used in creating future analysis or AI and machine learning models. An IoT device which can recommend and be connected to other actuators in the farm to automate some agricultural practices like irrigation, watering, drainage, and so on. Conclusion. This solution, I'm sure, will eliminate hunger to a large extent and also solving the problem of unemployment. And this will aid our local and national development. Thank you.
Great. That was a fantastic presentation. Thank you very much. So we have just about 3 minutes to the end of this. So do we have okay, so I can see Samuel. Okay, Samuel, so we'll allow you to talk. Just 2 minutes, just a quick summary. So Samuel, you can unmute yourself. Just a quick summary of what your poster is all about and what are the potentials for collaboration.
Okay, you can hear me, right?
Loud and clear.
Okay, this is a poster that is based on electronics, the using of the power of IoT to solve our local problem. You can see that most farmers in Nigeria, they are majorly based on subsistence, farmers that only plant for the family and the close relations. Some of these farmers, most time they do plant out of ignorance. You often see farmers planting a crop that's supposed to be on a dry land, on a wetland, not because they don't have any other option, but because they don't know what to do. They don't have the resources for them to check the land, for them to know the better thing to plant on the land. So I'm now proposing an IoT device that the farmer can simply take to his or her farm and take a soil sample and put it there. Then you can check, the device is going to give you some recommendation. Okay, for this part of land, you can plant maize. For this type of land, you should plant rice. For this type of land, you should plant this or that. So this is going to aid subsistence farmers, and this solution is going to be very cost effective. Just what you can easily go to the market and get for it's not going to be expensive. You don't have to hire some kind of soil scientist. You don't have to hire like crop scientists for that person to come to your farm. You can easily do whatever you want to do on your own farm. And another thing is this solution will be able to notify farmers if there's time to, if it's going to be necessary to wet for irrigation or drainage. This solution will aid the farmers and also improve them on what to do and what not to do to improve productivity. Thank you.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. I think that was a very fantastic presentation. Okay, so I'll just request that you drop your email address and then you can just introduce yourself on the Telegram group also so guys can reach out to you. But this is really good. I'm already seeing opportunities for you. You know, there's Joshua here who is saying, I would like to collaborate. So all the best, all the best. So we'll see who wins the best poster award for AI Bootcamp 2020. Okay, so let's move to the next poster presentation. Next poster presentation is plant Gnosis. Plant Gnosis. So I have the video for that. So I'll be playing that video also. Then we'll have the researchers just talk briefly about what they've done and then we'll take questions. So let me go ahead and project my screen.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Ukeumi, a data scientist and a lover of agriculture. On a regular basis, I plant food crops like corn, pepper, tomatoes, potatoes in my backyard. This small-scale farming has really helped the family to save money and has reduced the number of times we visit the market. So oftentimes the crop grows to point of harvest, but unfortunately sometimes they get eaten up by plant diseases, common plant diseases. This is where I draw the curtain open and I present to you plant Gnosis. Plant Gnosis is an AI plant diagnostic tool. From the word you can already tell, from both words, plant and diagnosis. This tool can be accessed via your mobile device or the internet. So you just whip out your mobile device, take a picture of the plant, affected plant's leaf, and immediately you get the plant disease as an output. And going a step further, you get treatment suggestions. So this tool will help someone like me a whole lot, someone who doesn't know anything about these plant diseases. And this will also help small farmers, like subsistence farmers, to accurately detect plant diseases and suggestions for pesticide usage. This in turn will increase their yield a whole lot. So how do they do this? Bringing us down to the methodology. So here, the problem can be modeled as a multi-classification problem, we exploit the use of convolutional neural networks, aka CNNs, which is considered state-of-the-art for image processing. Like any problem involving AI, you definitely need data and you need lots of it. So for this project, we trained on over 30,000 images of healthy and unhealthy plants, leaves, spread across 19 classes. So in order to capture other classes we are not interested in, we introduce a new class unknown. So altogether making 20 classes. Because images were captured in a confined environment, so we needed to do some augmentation / pre-processing. So one, we changed background for random images. And two, we carried out some augmentation techniques like random rotation, random flipping. We changed the brightness so as to denote different times of the day, e.g., in the morning when the sun is very bright, in the evening when it's not so bright. We did something like sharing our warping, which means denoting different camera angles depending on the user. So to achieve excellent results, we needed to use transfer learning. We leverage use of transfer learning. So this brings us to our model architecture. So by simply fine-tuning a pre-trained model, in our case, we used the exception model, the exception architecture. In total, we had 31 million parameters, but training was done for free via cargo kernel. So this brings us to our results. So after training for about 30 epochs, we were able to achieve an accuracy of 85%. Considering that this model is to be deployed on mobile and other edge devices, it needed to be very small and be very accurate. So this is not a bad result at all. So here you can see a mock-up showing the website, and you can see our mobile app. So you can either upload from your gallery or take picture in real time. In conclusion, plant disease is an ongoing challenge for smallholder farmers, which threatens their income and food security. Like written in my introduction, Nigeria is just seventh in agriculture in Africa, behind South Africa, Kenya, amongst others. And currently, the existing method for plant disease detection is naked eye observation. With the aid of tools like Plantios, can greatly impact our agricultural sector and the economy in general. This also translates to solving SDG goals 1, no poverty, and SDG goal 2, zero hunger. Thank you for your time and thank you for listening to me. The Plant Gnosis team consists of agricultural experts, software engineers, and
Okay, brilliant work we have there. So do we have the researchers on the call? Just to quickly, let's hear from you. That's a very brilliant.
Hello, Leko.
Yeah, Bura, go ahead, please.
How are you? How is that? This is going. This is interesting. We've seen a couple of interesting work. Kudos to the community. I hope people are following. They're making decisions about voting. So I'm here. I'm listening. I'm part of the audience, and this is going well. I think we can go to the next presentation.
Okay, great. So that was a fantastic one. So thanks, Bura. So let's move to. So yeah, Plant Gnosis, do we have questions? I can only see great ideas, amazing. So I would request that the researchers please drop your email address and just introduce yourself on the Telegram group, all right, so that you can collaborate, you can find more opportunities to expand. But hey, that was a brilliant presentation. Thank you.
Yeah. Later on, to add to what you've been saying, I'd like to say to everybody here, we understand that this is a virtual conference, but one of the purposes of this bootcamp is for you to meet other people and do interesting things together. Definitely, we expect you to handle the relationship with honor, but please meet people in the chat window. This is an opportunity of the lifetime, and you are interacting with some of the best people in the world. So kindly meet people in the chat window, ask them questions about their research. If their research team is complete, don't be angry. You can form new ones. You can do interesting things together. So we encourage it. And people from all over Nigeria, they are here. I've heard from the north. I've seen people from the east, and this is beautiful. So please collaborate, do interesting things together. And, the sky is the limit, as they say. Okay, yeah, Leko. We can go to the next one.
Exactly, Ural. Thank you.
And some people will say the sky is the starting point, but I guess they fly.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move to the next poster presentation so that we can move fast. We can do the voting, and then we can all be out of this session and prepare for the next one. Okay, so this is another presentation, car crash predictive model. So we'll play the video right now, and then we'll take questions if the speakers or the researchers are online, so we can also
good everyone,
have them present, provided the presentation is not too long.
Title for this poster is Car Crash Predictive Model Using Driver's Behavioral Pattern, a recurrent neural network approach. And this work was carried out by Awurinde Hallelujah Oluwatobi Adebayo Segun, Akinwumi Akinwale Adeleke Opeyemi, and Rapo Emil from Bowen University, Iwo, Nigeria. What's the motivation behind this work? It has been discovered that transportation is a critical sector of the Nigerian economy, and its catalytic effect, particularly on socio-economic development, cannot be overemphasized because of the fact that 80% of transportation in Nigeria is done by road, and it leaves barely 20% to other means of transportation. And over the years, it has been discovered that Nigeria has been ranked the highest country with incidence of road traffic accidents in the world for obvious reasons, which include bad road network, maintenance culture, poor road management. And not just that, there is a silent factor to it, which includes the driver behavioral pattern when it comes to being behind the wheels. And this is our own area of concentration, trying to model the car driver's behavioral pattern to predict car crash incidence rates, and then from a deep learning perspective, which is a recurrent neural network. Over the past 5 years, it has been discovered that there has been high cases of accidents which result in death. In fact, from 2015 down to 2020, the incidence of accident has been on the high side of over 12,000 cases, and with a minimum rate of 5,000 cases of death recorded as a result of road traffic accidents. And we have discovered that it is not just about having this high rate of incidences. the approach to mitigating accidents in Nigeria has been majorly manual intervention, in which Federal Road Safety Corps try to manually check if a driver is drunk or otherwise, or use their hands with flagging down vehicles on highways to reduce the speed at which they move. We feel that it's high time we move from manual intervention to automated approach in order to have a better result and to fully mitigate and reduce to the barest minimum cases of road traffic accidents. From related works, we discovered that there are quite a number of authors that have worked in this same line of study. However, it was discovered that there are issues that borders on their own approach, ranging from low accuracy, models that cannot be implemented real time, models that are only explaining the relationship but are not being implemented in the real sense of it. And as a result of that, we came up with a framework which has a speed sensor that measures the speed of the car, and the moment the car driver exceed the minimum or the recommended speed, it sends reports to a web server, and then the road traffic enforcement agencies get the report and take proper action in terms of cautioning the driver or trying to bill him for corresponding traffic offenses. And in the same manner, we have a beeping alarm that tries to alert the driver of an impending accident ahead of him and how to caution himself in order not to be victim of road accidents. From our own work, we're able to adopt 3 different algorithms. We made use of long short-term memory, we made use of stack autoencoder, and then assembled long short-term memory with stack autoencoder. And we discovered from these 3 approaches that LSTM, which is long short-term memory, had the highest accuracy, which stack autoencoder having the least classification accuracy. Then in terms of classification error, LSTM had the least classification error, while assemblage of LSTM and SAE had the highest classification error. The corresponding confusion matrix is shown here under. And in conclusion, to advance road safety management, prediction tools are imperative, using them to analyze potential safety issues, safety enhancement, identification, and estimation of possible effect of this enhancement in terms of crash reduction cannot be emphasized. Thank you for your time, and we wish us the best.
Awesome. That was a very, very brilliant presentation.
Good, everyone.
That was a brilliant presentation. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions. Please, the presenters, if you're on the call, just introduce yourself on the chat room and at the same time on the Telegram group so that people can meet you. So guys, please make sure you're noting, make sure you are giving points to each of the posters, because at the end of the day, you're going to be voting. So it's important that you vote for the best poster, the poster that you feel is the best. And at the end of the day, we'll be able to, know who are the first, the second, and the third poster. Okay, so please, how does this help reduce car crash? Okay, so let's just give a minute. If you have the researchers, are you on the call? If you're on the call, just raise up your hands. I think you have a lot of questions. If you're on the call, just raise up your hands. We can give you a minute or 2 just to quickly respond to some questions. Okay, so allowed to talk. Just so you go. Okay, so let me just read out a question, then you can answer it in a minute, because we have a lot of questions. How do you intend to tackle the problem of different speed limits on the road? That's a question from Jesu Femi. Oladapo for you.
All right, thank you for the privilege. Are you hearing me?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, please, I need to clarify that we are not just concentrating on speed limit. We observe that previous work has actually been focused in the direction of speed limits. We feel that we should look at the distraction rates of the drivers. At what level, at what interval are they getting distraction? They talk too much. That's the major area of focus of our own research. Actually, speed limit is one of the variables that we made use of, but it's not the major focus of this research. We feel that the tendency that accidents occur when drivers get distracted is high, and that's more of our area of focus and interest in this context. I think I answered the question.
Yeah, I think you've done a good justice to that question. Quite a number of questions for you, but for time, so I just request that all questions can be channeled directly to the researchers. At the end of the presentation, anyways, if we have questions, if we still have time, surely we can take more questions. All right, thank you very much. Hallelujah, that was a good one. Okay, so let's move on to the next poster presentation. Okay, so this is communication without barrier. Let's see if we have the video here. I'm not sure we do. Okay, we don't have the video, so it means that we'll have the poster up. If we have Abdulaziz on the call or Mubarak, you can please raise up your hand so that we can unmute you and you can do a 3 minutes presentation, a very quick presentation of your poster. If you're on the call, please raise up your hand. Okay, so I can see Abdulaziz on the call. So I've just allowed you to talk, so please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so I'm Isa Abdulaziz, and I'm a student of University of Ibadan and an undergraduate student. So basically what we are working on is creating inclusion for people with certain disabilities, disability of hearing and speech. Our solution is aimed to be used in real time. So here, according to I'm taking a look at my post. According to the National Institute for Deafness and Other Communication Disorder, about 9.6% of Black children have voice, speech, or language-related disorder. This is important. It is important to note that speech impairment goes beyond just not being able to speak at all. It also involves people who stutter or people who have weakness in their muscles around their throats. So many of them resort to using sign language as a means of communication. Now, one problem with sign language is that those of us who can speak do not understand sign language, and it is almost impossible to communicate with us without an interpreter by their side. So we are working on an AI solution that would help this network. Okay, we're working on an AI solution that would help on their
Yeah, Aziz, we can hear you loud and clear. And now we can't hear you again. Are you still there?
For real-time communication. So we started this project some months ago, and we started by gathering our data sets, and then we got a number of data sets, but we then came across Cargo and got more data sets from Cargo. So basically we've done some image pre-processing, which is converting to grayscale and flipping the number of them, but we are yet to begin our training. So basically since it is a research and building process, so we are researching and building on the stage. So it's more like learning and building. So the purpose of this is to be in line with the goal 10 of the Sustainable Development Goals, which is reduce inequality. So we also know that in the health and work services, there's usually discrimination for many of those with speech impairment are deprived of certain jobs because they cannot communicate effectively with others. So how the solution is meant to work is that there would be a real-time video capture. There will be a real-time video capture for the signs, and these signs will be converted to voice for those of us who can hear, and so would be able to understand what they want to say. So from that, we would also work on converting the text, the voice back to sign language. Oh, this is also possible, we know, because there have been several related work that we've done on it. So we've worked on image recognition in video frames. And so we use that to just test the applicability of this to see how we can move with this project. So
okay. So sir, thank you very much. I think that was that captures what we have on the screen very well. Thank you very much. Permit me to just interrupt because of time. But I must say this is a very brilliant work that you've done here. Very, very brilliant. So I don't know if we have questions from the attendees. Any questions? 1 minute, 2 minutes. Let's just quickly take questions. Okay, message communicated exactly. So that was a very brilliant presentation. Thank you very much. Okay, so looks like there's no question. So we move to the next presentation. Thank you, Isa and Tim. Okay, so this is farm produce. We have farm produce videos, so we'll play the farm produce video so that we can be right on time.
Hi everyone, my name is Akiremi.
Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so I'll go ahead and present now.
Hi everyone, my name is Akiremi Bumi. I am baffled that despite the fact Nigeria has about 78% of its total area, equivalent to 71.9 million acres, used for agriculture, which places Nigeria on the global map of top biofuel potential countries, Nigeria still faces food insecurities. This ironical occurrence of food wastage in Nigeria, despite the government's interest and investment in agriculture, is a serious issue that must be addressed with all urgency, especially now that farmers suffer defeat almost on every harvest. Post-harvest losses set around 50%, if not more, of the food produced. Reasonable quantities of agricultural produce which could have been available for human consumption, profit-making, and economic development waste away yearly due to inappropriateness in the storage process. Despite the huge financial resources which are lavished on agriculture, the length at which people suffer for food in the nation is yet beyond measure. InfoGuide Nigeria deduced that an estimated populace of 12.1 million Nigerians live in hunger when an approximated value of 1.3 billion tons of food is wasted annually. Thus, Nigeria became heavily dependent on importation of food. Now, harvesting is one of the key agricultural stages that requires farmers to manually separate bad farm produce from the good ones during or before storing, which requires a lot of manual labor. We found a way to better address this with the use of AI. Our goal is to build a robotic arm that could be used in separating bad farm produce from good ones via the use of computer vision in real time. To better demonstrate this, we built a computer vision model that could identify various farm produce like onions, peppers, grapes, bananas, and other fruits, and then separate them into their respective bands or storage places before sales. Existing solutions in this line includes robot designed to harvest lightweight fruits like apples, orange, and etc. And a robotic arm attached to a tractor, which is mature enough to support heavy payloads with shock resistance at a low cost, which they call a robotic tractor. All these solutions have been helping with harvesting and picking fruits, and we are proposing a solution that can detect spoils and damaged fruits, and separate them from the rest to prevent further damage. For this project, we gathered a total of 104 images of onions and peppers using a mobile phone. We took single images of a fruit with multiple samples of each to ensure diversity in the data set. The images were manually augmented with various backgrounds, orientations, and alignments in order to enhance model generalization. For us to efficiently label the data, we used a labeling GUI called Label LMG. This generated label images as .xml files, which were then exported as TensorFlow records for the object detection API. The exported TensorFlow record data was trained on an object detection architecture called efficient depth, which is a neural architecture for object detection. It's one of TensorFlow's object detection APIs from the various models Zoo like CenterNet, MobileNet, ResNet, and FastRCNN. Efficient depth was trained on this dataset and was able to outperform the existing architectures used like MobileNet, ResNet, MaxRCNN, and YOLO V3. So after 5,000 training steps, the architecture was able to learn and accurately separate peppers from tomatoes, just as shown in the image here. We had an accuracy of about 85 to 90%, which implies that if this model architecture was able to identify tomatoes from onions with just about 50 samples from both fruits, then there is a high probability that it would predict perfectly on variety of produce with more data of about 100 to 200 samples. Now, since we can build a perfect object detection model, we are able to provide a solution that will help the robotic arm to identify the good produce and separate them from the damaged ones. And hence, we prevent food wastage in Nigeria. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. That was a fantastic presentation. Do we have the researchers on the call? Just a quick one. We can have, I think we have questions. Okay, no questions. Okay, so will the paper be made available? Definitely, all the papers will be made available, guys. Bravo. Okay, so looks like no questions. So that's a brilliant one. Very brilliant one. So that's a paper from Aderemi, Omojola, Paul, and an Amazing Grace. Wonderful presentation. So please, guys, just introduce yourself on the chat room so that you can get people to collaborate with you. I tell you, this audience is a fantastic audience. A lot of really, really brilliant guys already on this call, so who might be interested in collaborating, and we can have the next big startup coming up from this kind of research work. Great. So no questions. So let's move on to the next poster of the day. Next poster, please. Okay, so this is AI in action, finding solutions to local problems. So let's see AI in action, finding. Okay, so it means that we would have to allow the speaker or the researcher, one of the representative. Okay, that's Akinlabi Omolola. Omolola, if you're on the call, please raise your hand so that you can talk to your presentation within 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, so found you. Okay, so please, you can unmute.
Hello.
All right, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. This morning, I'll be talking on AI in action, finding solutions to local problems. So this is just like introduction to AI, how AI can bless our community, the negative perception of AI, and the true perception of AI. So in the abstract, I made an illustration in a layman's language, how AI actually works and the definition of AI. In simple terms, AI is just an area of computer science whereby computers or machines actually mimic human intelligence. So that's what AI is all about. So the background how AI started, that's how it started far back in 1940. Then the application of artificial intelligence. I actually spoke about the robotic application, whereby how robotic has actually improved the manufacturing companies. I mean, the supply chain, how the supply chain has been able to meet up with the demand chain. Then you will see the graph where it spoke about, the graph is just a simple illustration. I didn't do the analysis. I actually got the data from, the website is there, is on it, from AIoT. Sorry, please. So I got the information, I got this data online from a particular data organization, AIoT Analytics. So those ones, if you have to get the data, you have to pay for it. So they've done the research in the past on how, and they've been able to forecast how AI will be able to increase the compound annual growth rate of industries. So in conclusion, AI has been misinterpreted in the past to be a kind of development that will take people's job away from them, for a kind of development that is not ideal for people to use. But we can see that AI has actually been a blessing to us locally. That's the reason why many of us will be going out even without knowing our direction, without knowing where we are going to. All you have to do is just to go to your Google map. Even some of us don't even know how to even navigate. Sorry, I was part of them before. And what I could do was just to do what? To speak to my Google. Hello, Google, I'm going to this place. And information will come up. So what's the effects or the simple logic behind it is that you're given your machine or your computer an information, and your computer is able to connect with the information from the given or from the provided data information around that has been made available previously. So
Okay. Right. It looks like my network. Okay, Omolola, thank you very much. If you can hear Brilliant. Thank you very much, Omolola. That's a very brilliant one. Sorry, we had to just interrupt because your internet was, we couldn't hear your voice very well. But I think the point is very, very clear. Your point is very, very clear. This is a brilliant work. I can already see, calls for collaboration. Okay, so I can see someone. Okay, so this is Grace who said we are planning on creating a robotic arm. So please, we need more collaboration in that field. So if you are into robotics, please feel free to reach out to Grace. So I'll request Omolola, please just drop your email on the chat room so that people can reach out to you. I'm very sure you'll find some very good and passionate researchers who would love to collaborate with you. So excellent. I mean, it's been a wonderful session. Wura, are you there? I mean, it's been a wonderful session. What are your thoughts on, on this poster presentation?
Aleko, I'm here. I'm having a great time too. I left a message on the group that people have done interesting work, and this session being virtual, the team was thinking, Fumini, Toby, the core event organizers, they were thinking of how best to deliver on this. But I would say I think we've cracked this virtual thing, people are giving us, people are sharing with the community, people are sharing interesting work. And I hope that for people that have not attempted to do work like this, that they are not intimidated and they give it a try. One of the most important things is to give it a try, to give a credible work a try. So I'm having a great time, Lekon. You know how I am with things like this.
Awesome. Awesome. That's a very, very inspiring one. Awesome. Then guys, if you're trying to drop messages on the chat room, make sure that you've enabled panelists and attendees, because I can see a lot of messages coming to the panelists, and I guess you want those questions also to
and someone, Lekon, someone shared
where are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I was saying someone mentioned in the chat window that he or she, I didn't get the person's name, that likes the fact that they try to apply to local problems. When we think about things, there are still so many things we've not done in Nigeria, and we're always open to people thinking about it, writing about it, and I think it's amazing.
Exactly. It's really, really amazing seeing that, all these applications are they are very, very applicable to local problems. Omolola Kinlabi, I will request that you please share your email again, but this time around to all attendees. It looks like you only send it to the panelists. So please
to the panelists.
To all attendees at the same time.
Lekon, someone left the message for you in the chat window. The person says you keep saying awesome and awesome. Is that true?
Yeah, it's inspiring. So it's it's awesome. Okay, guys, fantastic. So let's move to the next presentation of the day. Can we have it up, please? Okay, so this is a web-based Python Flask application for real-time evaluation of COVID-19 cases. Wow, this is interesting. So I think we have that. Okay, so we don't have that video here, so we'd have to request that the researchers just raise up their hand so that we can unmute. So I have Israel, do we have Ojori on the call? Do we have Waris Oladapo, who is going to be representing the team? Just raise up your hands. Is Abidin part
okay, Abidin, is Abidin part of this?
No, I can't see.
Abidin is raising his hand.
No, I can't see his name. I can't see his name on the researchers list.
Okay, so how do we know who is part of this? Please, if you're part of this project, kindly raise up your hand so that you can present your project. Okay, NS says it's part of it. NS, raise your hand so that you'll be allowed to speak.
Okay, so NS.
Two participants raise their hands. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
I'm part of the team that did the project, but the lead is not around, so I'll just quickly give an overview of what the work was all about. So, in a bit to communicate the statistics of COVID-19, just like NCDC and other bodies do daily, we tried and built a web-based app using Flask. We fetched some APIs from there's an API for COVID-19 dataset. So fetching that from the backend, we did some bootstrap, and we have a nice GUI that we could see the screenshot there. There's a link to the app towards the end of the paper. So fetching the API was not enough, and presenting it on the web was not enough, because the major problem that we tried to tackle was there are some people that the news that they receive about COVID-19 is, I see it as a dead news. They receive it the following day on radio because they are not on the internet, they are not this. So we try and how can we mitigate this effect? So we call another API to send text messages to people in real time based on their subscription. So if you subscribe to receive, as soon as the API is updated, which is almost immediately, As soon as this API is updated, you receive a text message. A simple demonstration of that is what we have, the screenshot there. You actually enter those text messages and you receive it on your phone. And that's inclusive enough in our opinion. That's why we are having this paper. I wouldn't want to read through all the introductions and the methodologies because I couldn't even see it myself from here.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much, Ernest. I think that covers it well. That covers it really well. So guys, please make sure that you vote this presentation also, so you can be able to vote at the end of the poster session. It looks like there are no questions coming up currently, so we'll move on to the next presentation. Thank you very much, Ernest. You can just introduce yourself on the chat room. I'll drop your email so that you can find research collaborators. Thank you. Okay, guys, so let's move to the next presentation. I think we have just one or two left to go. So this is True Beep, a smartphone AI application for driver safety. This is a research work by Olanipekun Olanrewaju. Olanrewaju, if you're on the call, please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Olanrewaju, are you on the call? Okay, looks like Olanrewaju is on the call. But guys, feel free to interact with the poster. You can zoom in on your screen so that you can see what the poster looks like. So we can leave the poster up there for a couple of minutes so that everyone can be able to consume the information therein. And Olanrewaju, if you can hear me, if you're on the call, feel free to raise your hands so that we can unmute you. Okay.
Okay. Is Olanrewaju? I don't think he's here.
Yeah, I can't see his hand.
Ekon, did he come with the recording?
Oh no, we don't have his recording.
Okay, so team, most of the international conferences right now, it's virtual. So in case you're submitting for any, the calls, it goes out. Please always attach your videos because of things like this. Maybe Olanrewaju has network issues, and that happens to all of us, including Leka and I. So okay, I can see an hand raised. Let me see who that is. Okay, it's still Ernest. Okay, Leko, can we go to the next one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. But I can see some remark, 22 hours of training. Okay, so looks like guys are really reading through the slides. So that's really, really remarkable. Okay, then, so let's move to the next poster presentation of the day. Fumini, please, let's move on. Okay, so this is Artificial Intelligence Attack on Suicide, a research work by Okonlaon Olayemi. We don't have Okonlaon's video submitted also, so I think what we'll have to do is allow Okonlaon, if you're in the call, please raise your hands so that we can unmute you and then you can talk to your presentation. Unfortunately, the slides are not so clear, so I'm not sure if the attendees will be able to view the slides. Okonlaon, are you on the call? Can you just raise your hands if you're on the call?
Okay, I'm searching for his name in the panel, in the attendee list, except he or she is using another name. It's not here.
Okay. So it looks like Okonlaon is not on the call. Okay, so that's fine then. Okay, so that's fine. All right then. So let's make progress. So do we have? So for me, can we see the next one? It looks like these texts are very, very tiny. Okay, so this is automated marine oil spill detection using remote sensing and artificial intelligence model. This is a research work by Temitope and Abdulateef Balogun. So if the duo are on the call, please raise up your hands so that we can unmute you and you can make your presentation. Automated marine oil. Abdulateef, are you on the call? Okay, so they are not on the call. Okay, guys, so we're going to leave this up there for some moments so that you can just zoom in, try to look through the poster presentation, and then we'll make it available for everyone. So I think we should just let's see what we can do here. So the poster is up so that you can interact with it, guys. So you can please read through. Let's spend the next 2-3 minutes to do that, and then so that at least we can give everyone a fair representation.
Okay. We've presented it. Lake, are you online?
Yes, I'm here. I'm right here.
Okay, so I can see interesting things on the chat window of people asking about they need a team member for your research work and things like that. When people, when you're doing things like this, I think it's easier when you let the team know exactly what you're working on, the terms of your collaboration. It's shared on DSN social media so that can you let them know? Okay, this is from Michael. Okay, if you're curious about what to research about, there are many interesting things to work on. One of the fastest way to know, what to research about, sometimes you just change the context. A research could have been done in another country and you want to see what it looks like in Nigeria. I understand that for many people, they have not even tried to gather their own data before, and you are still afraid that all the data you've worked with is either on Kaggle or on Zindi. When you try small things like this, is the opportunity to get better at gathering data, trying different algorithms, and finding your own answers. I was discussing with the in-house research team yesterday about how you must record your failures too. So as you're collaborating together, as you're doing all this research, please don't be ashamed of recording. Okay. Oh, well, Chidima, well. So when you record, when you're researching, when you're running your code, please, especially for people that maybe you're not in courses where you're used to doing things like that, record all your steps, even the ones that fail. Even I know many people are used to high accuracy. When you're running your code on whatever you're doing, let's say you even got 5%, record it. Because that's your opportunity to know what doesn't work. So you can't be ashamed that the accuracy you got is low, and it means that you're not a data scientist, or you cannot be good at research. People are, so people are asking for research collaborations, but that's how to research. It's not, that's how to research. You record even your points that failed, and then you can get better at it. So please, I know some people probably didn't submit for this because they didn't get an eye accuracy, but that's not how it works. You got some results, you got some responses, and you have a platform to do better. Lekon, have we come to the end of this session? When are we starting the voting? Fumini, we can run through other posters, especially for people that are not here. You know, it should be where your poster is, but
yeah, well, thank you very much. I mean, it's been an amazing session, I must say. We still have one more poster to go. So let's take the last poster for the day, and we'll see if we still have time, just entertain some questions, and then we go to the voting, and then of course we'll collect the result and we'll let everyone know who the winner of the poster session is. So Fumini, do you want to move on to the next posters, please? Okay. Automated marine spill. Yeah, we already, okay, yeah. So we have the C4Me. C4Me. This is a smartphone application for the visually impaired to classify Nigeria currency notes. All right, guys. So this is for Nigeria. This is a presentation, a research work by Olanipekun Olanrewaju of the Lagos State University Physics Department. Okay, so Olanrewaju, are you on the call? Can you please raise your hands so that you can talk through your presentation? Okay, I can see Olalekan. Is Olanrewaju the Olalekan?
I doubt it. Olalekan, please leave a message for the panelists to share what you want to say, and we'll see if we can see you raising your hand, Olalekan. Kindly share a message with the panelists. Let's know what you want to say.
Okay, for me, we can't see the slide anymore. What's going on?
Yeah, well, this is interesting. All those people that are not here, they have friends in this community. Reach out to your friends now. So when you go for things together and you can't find the presenter, you look for the person. I'm sure there's someone that knows all these presenters that we are. Kindly share a message with the panelists. We can see your hands raised up.
Okay. Okay, anyone who needs a team member. Okay, so I can see a lot of chat. So we'll leave this presentation up on the screen so that everyone can just look through it. I think it's a very interesting one, Wura. This is someone using, AI to read currency notes, and I think it's really interesting. So guys, just look through the poster and see if it's of interest to you and you want to collaborate with the researchers. Somebody says another 24 hours, another 22 hours.
Oh, well, John, if Olanipekun were here, you could ask these questions, in real time. But, you can find them on social media, on LinkedIn, to ask questions. Of course, not in a mean way, whatever question you have, but, he can share more about his work process. Everyone that presented, people are excited to share about their research. So reach out to them respectfully. They will answer your questions. Yes, about generation of image data, like I said, I know many people run away from what they want to do because they don't want to generate their own data. The news for everybody is that nobody's ever going to give you the data that you need like that. There are many data sets you should gather and share with other people. So please, when you curate data, share about it. Other people can build on your work. So I know it's a popular question that I'm trying to do this thing and I can't find the data set on Kaggle. For most of your real world data sets, for most of the issues, for most of the things you'll be paid to do, you won't find the data ready made. You will curate it. And so Okay, Lekon. When do we start the voting?
Okay, so we're at about time for the voting process to begin. So I'd just like to mention again for those who are just joining that this voting is in two ways, all right? We've already done a lot of review, all right, on all of the posters. So we've seen which ones are very, very applicable based on some of our criteria. But we don't want to be the ones making all of the decision. So that's why in a moment from now, you would see the pool pop up on your screen. So we just want you to vote, and you only have an opportunity to vote. So just vote for the best poster so far. All right. Once you vote for them, then of course, at the end of the day, we'll collate all the results and we'll make the results available. So we would know who the best poster presentation, who actually won the best poster for the 2020 AI Bootcamp. All right. So it's about that time. So please look closely and then you would see the poll. So the poll is up. The poll is up. So please vote for the best poster.
Definitely, core data science team that did the initial review, they are not voting. This is for you that are participants, please. Yeah, it's doing tum, 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 tum. It's going well.
So currently, 30% of the attendees have voted. The numbers keep increasing. You can't vote more than once. You can only vote once.
Please vote. Vote for the posters that you enjoyed the most. Okay, we have up to 50% of the house voting right now.
So 65% have voted. So let's see, guys, you need to vote. We still have. Okay, so I'm seeing something that looks like a campaign on the chat room.
This is interesting. People are running campaign. Do not be swept by campaign. Vote with your church mind. Okay, not church. Based on what you enjoyed the most, please. Okay, we still have quite a number of people that have not voted yet. I'll understand for DSN core team not voting right now. So.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, nobody would know who you voted for. So just vote, man. So currently we have 78% of the attendees. That's over 200 people who have voted. We still have a lot more to go. So guys, just vote. Nobody would know who you voted for. Okay, so after the voting poll is over, all right, so we'd spend the next 5 minutes to do the result collation, which is of course going to be this poll plus the existing review done by researchers. So we'd have that, then would know, you know your position, all right? But while that process of collation is going on, we'll still leave the floor open so that we can still be able to discuss the presenters. If you still have questions for any particular poster, you can always ask the question on the chat room so that the presenters can easily answer your questions. And it's important to also mention that, so the wait for the poster, that is this particular voting that you guys are doing, and the one that the researchers have done is going to be 50-50. So 50% here and 50% based on the reviews already done by the reviewers. So currently we have 83% of the attendees who have voted. So please guys, feel free to vote. Let's see who would win the 2020 AI Bootcamp. I mean, this is really interesting. So it's 4% currently. Okay. Anyways, for those of you who are just campaigning for your poster, attendees can only vote once. So, so we have 85% currently. I think once we get to 90%, we'll close the poll. Once we get to 90%, we'll close the poll. Just vote, guys. Nobody will see who you have voted for except the panelists. The attendees won't see it, so just vote. You don't have to vote for your friend. If there's another impressive poster, feel free to vote for that poster. Interesting. Okay, so the poll will be closing any moment from now. So we have 87% of the attendees who have already voted. So 3% to go, and then we'll close the poll. So we can have a good number. Quite interesting. Quite interesting remarks on the on the chat room. Quite interesting.
Well, it's interesting how people are campaigning. So, AI community, you people are political like this. But generally, this is interesting. No. This is interesting.
Oh, somebody just say Walla for who no get campaign manager. So you guys have campaign manager. Interesting.
This is interesting.
Okay, guys. I hope you don't blow up the chat room. I hope Zoom doesn't send us an email that what's going on. Okay, guys.
Well, this is now these are usually some of. I think we are rocking it online too.
Yeah, I mean, guys, you can retweet. Check out Twitter. Twitter is already on fire about the bootcamp. So check out Twitter so you can, check your posters on Twitter. You can retweet. You can like. It's really on fire, right? So we have 89% now. So one more person needs to just vote, and then we close the poll.
And yes, the moment it's 90%, we've been fair.
Exactly. 100% no, we can't wait that long. I don't know why people are not voting. What's going on?
INEC is fair right now. Okay, I think we have the final vote. We are 90.
We have 90 now, so let's end the poll. Thank you very much. We've just ended the poll. We just ended the poll, 90%. So at the end of the day, 242 people voted. So I think that's a very good number out of 90%. So just, you can do the calculation, all right? So the link to the posters will be dropped. We just want to have maybe like 5 minutes. We still have time. So 5 to 10 minutes. So you guys can look through the PDF. The link will be dropped. Just check the chat room. Check the chat room. The link will be dropped. So you can just read through. If you have questions, we still have the researchers on the call. So if you have questions, you can quickly ask. Just drop the question in the chat room, and then we'll take it from there while we do the collation from the back end here, and we'll present the winners. So let's stay tuned, guys. Let's stay tuned. Definitely no snatching of ballot boxes. But I must say, Wura, I mean, just imagine the lovely poster presentations that we've experienced in the last 1 hour. I mean, it's really, really awesome. You know,
Yes.
personally, I was just like, wow, these are really great stuff, man. You know, things that can easily metamorphose, you know, things that can really transform. Don't let me just use that word, right? That can transform into big startups. You know, it's really, really awesome. And I think that everyone on this call really should make plans to attend the AI venture capitalist session where we'll have Osai, who is coming in from the United States, is going to be dialing in and is going to be talking to us about how can we monetize our ideas. I tell you guys, you don't want to miss that session. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? It's really interesting.
Yeah, well, they should be in the session. Everyone should remember the bootcamp rules. If you don't make a certain percentage of attendance, who are all these fake INEC on the chat window? Okay, but we're looking forward to that. If you've been part of DSN events, is what we work at. We work hard at it at all levels to bring you the best every time. I can see a lot of people saying they enjoyed this session. This is what we do. This is what we do at DSN. It's one of the reasons you should be proud to be part of the community, part of the boot camp. Chidema, we are going to share all the links to the posters, just like we mentioned, and we hope everybody will be there for this boot camp, so you don't have any excuse not to be online. I can see Ola Onipeko, why do come in? Ola Onipeko, you're already late. We voted. Balaji, please stop spamming the chat window, please. Okay, Lekon, are you still online?
Oh, yes, I'm here. I'm here. The collation is going on. I'm here. Looks like the energy here is really, really high. So let's see who would win, who the winners will be.
Yeah, and I like how it's obvious everyone with the existing.
So the link to the posters is right there, guys. That's it over there, poster. So a lot of chats are coming in, so it's moving really fast. But the link is right there for you to interact with. So if you have questions, make sure you drop those questions. The link is right there, so you guys can easily just interact with the posters. So we just dropped the link again for guys who might have missed it. So that's a link again. It's really interesting. I mean, a lot of wonderful ideas, wonderful projects are really coming out from the data science Nigeria AI community. And I tell you, if there's anything that data science Nigeria is committed to, is to give you that platform. All right. Currently on Twitter, we have over 20,000 followers. So just imagine all these posters already.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. Yeah, Wura, please go ahead.
Yeah, and
Wura, are you there? Okay.
Personally, as the research, because every time you share a work, you are taking the racism to not being accepted, attempt to submit, even if your poster was not selected. as much as I'm a research lead, we submit papers too that are not accepted, and we submit many papers too that are accepted. So I'm proud of everyone. Ladies in the house, I'm looking forward to more collaboration. You know, I'm looking forward to more collaborations. I'm saying this specifically to ladies because I know that maybe we have more tendency towards perfection. You want it to be perfect before you present it. So please, it doesn't have to be perfect. Give it a try. And for every paper you write, whether it's accepted or not, you learn. And there is something that I liked about this presentation. The posters were clear. People gave us well-defined posters. They found great templates for it, and it's nice. It's not untidy, it's not tacky. I liked it. I liked the template. So well done to everyone. I saw interesting things, and
I mean, it's really, really awesome. It's really, really awesome. It's really, really awesome. Okay, so results are being collected, like we mentioned.
This is only the beginning, great things to come.
Yeah. Okay, awesome, guys. Awesome. So everyone is waiting for, and the winner is. All right, don't worry, we're going to project the screen shortly so that, but make sure you're going. Okay, so we are good to go. We are good to go. So doing final checks to be sure that we don't have any false positive or any of such. So we're doing the final check right now. So the results will be projected any moment from now. All the posters, all the 9 posters were on the, of course, appeared on the poll. They all appeared on the poll. So let's see. All right. So I was saying earlier on, guys, that beyond just having the platform for collaboration, I mean, I've seen a lot of collaboration today. A lot of people, you must have met somebody you can work with. You know, aside from that, is also to position everyone, you know, for greatness, so that the world can know that data science Nigeria, you know, the world can know that the AI community in Nigeria is really, really vibrant and is doing a lot. And that's what we do, why we do what we do. So this is a great opportunity for everyone. I would really recommend that you maximize it, maximize this opportunity, you know, because I tell you, you know, somebody once says that success happens when opportunity meets preparation. And of course, this is a platform for you to prepare and also find opportunities so that you can be the next big thing, you know, in the field of artificial intelligence and data science. Okay, so Fumini and team, if you're ready, please feel free to project your screen so that we can see how far we've got. Okay, guys. Okay, guys, so at the end of the day, here is what we have on the screen. Fumini, do you want to unmute yourself? Let's hear from you.
Okay, hello everyone. It's been a wonderful session, and special appreciation to everyone that presented and to everyone that made this happen. So what we have currently is we can see the scores as well as the poster title and the author name to help us for easy identification. So what we did was, like Lekon said, we had our in-house team grade the posters. And in doing that, we assigned weight to each of the posters from each category.
Fumi, are you there?
Can you hear me, please?
We lost you for a second.
Okay, all right. So I was saying that we assigned weights to each category, and each of the, so the voting carried 50% and the in-house grading carried another 50%. And when we sum it up, here is what we have. So we have Plant Gnosis coming out with 52 points to lead. And we also have the car crash predictive model using the driver's behavioral pattern coming out at the 42, and the AI in agri building an IoT soil crop monitoring device for farmers coming out at 39. And then we also have, we have a tie. We have diagnosis of glaucoma coming up with 39 as well. Then farm produce classification coming up with 36. The web-based Python Flask application for real-time evaluation of COVID-19 cases coming up at 32. Change point analysis to quantify impact of Egyptian government non-pharmaceutical interventions to slow the spread of COVID-19, 29. And on we have the communication without barriers, voice, 28, AI in action coming in at 26. So it's been a very awesome time with you all. Thank you so much for this amazing poster. It wasn't, we can see that the ties and the closest of the scores prove that it wasn't so easy to grade, but we have our results, and further results will be communicated. So thank you everyone, and big thanks to the whole team for putting this together.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Fumini. You can leave that on the screen. You can leave that on the screen. I think it's been an amazing session with everyone. So now we have the winners. Of course, everyone is a winner. So, I mean, like Wura rightly mentioned the other time, you know, no one is a loser. So everyone is a winner. So congratulations to everyone whose poster has been presented, you know, on this platform. A very big congratulations to you all. So at this point, we are very close to the end of today's session. So all these guys will be celebrated on the Data Science Nigeria social media platforms. And of course, we'll still be communicating with all of them. So thank you very much, guys. The next session starts at 12 o'clock. I tell you, you don't want to miss that session. Please make sure to register if you've not registered. It's going to be an awesome time again, where we'll be having our friends from grade 3. So we'll be having the geospatial analysis session, the artificial intelligence for social good session, and then the knowledge graph best practice session. Guys, you don't want to miss those sessions. So make sure you are in attendance. So let's just have an hour break just to relax and refresh ourselves. And then we'll meet again by 12 o'clock. Thank you very much, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Okay, see you at 12. Click on 12.
Yeah, 12 o'clock, 12 to 2. Great. Bye, everyone.
Great.